Coach, how much can you take out of seeing Oklahoma for one night that you saw them back in the fall?
Well, I mean, I don't think anything replaces seeing him physically on the field, you know, compared to video. You see the speed of the game. You just really get to have an idea of what they can be all about, you know. Cavalli's got a big arm. He's got a good breaking ball, and, you know, you look at what he did against us in one inning. I mean, it was very impressive. And then, you know, you go on his numbers so far this year. I think he's pitched 11 innings, he's only walked 2. And this is a young man that's throwing the ball like 97 miles an hour every pitch. So, but it's just as far as them physically and the way they play the game, just gives you a little bit of an idea. You know, you can look at video all you want. You get on the field with somebody, it's usually a little better.
What was your take on them as a team after seeing them? Obviously, a lot to their
Very impressed with their pitching staff, and they just kept running arms at us. And then you look at their team ERA right now, I think it's under 2. I think ours is just a little bit over 2. So it's what we thought they could really pitch, and that's what, you know, the so-called baseball experts going into the season were saying, that, you know, Oklahoma's going to be a threat because they can really pitch, and they've got good players. I got to watch them play one of their games live on opening weekend, and they got after somebody pretty good, swung the bat really well. I think it was Virginia. So, good team.
You've been in that park to watch when Dallas pitched in the playoffs. I mean, how does that park play, especially with that short porch and left?
Yeah, I think I've had 2 teams play in there, 3 games, and then watched a pro game or 2 in there. And you know, it can be really jumpy at left if you pull the ball. You can get the ball off that wall with a little more than a routine, well-hit ball, and then you can get it in the seats pretty easy if you hook it down there and hit it decent. You know, from left center all the way over to the right field corner, you have to hit it pretty good. So, but it can be real lively. You know, they'll have an option to close that roof or leave it open with the weather and the temperatures this weekend. And you know, we get an opportunity to work out Thursday night around 6 o'clock. We'll get a good feel for the way the ball travels.
Just how do you feel about, you know, obviously stepping up in competition with three Big 12 teams?
Yeah, it's definitely going to be another step up. Gonzaga, they're a really good team. So I feel like that, you know, they could go into this tournament and they compete. You know, our pitching staff did a really good job against them, and we figured out their pitchers after a few innings. But, you know, you take it another step forward as far as competition when you look at probably the arm strength of the teams that we'll face, and maybe, you know, just the way you recruit nationally. All the teams that we're playing, they have players from all over the country, and they're getting some of the best players in their state, if not all of them. So it's going to be, it'll be a real challenge, I think, just going on the road, the travel, just, you know, not as comfortable as playing at home. You're out of routine a little bit. And this is, you know, we would like to win all the games, but this should be a really good learning experience one way or another.
What do you think about the
third game? Have you decided you're going to start on the mound third game?
Yeah, we will go with Kole Ramage. You know, you look back at what we did with Kole. Brought him out of the pen the first weekend. He didn't pitch till Sunday. Then we asked him to start on Thursday, and then we brought him out of the pen again on Sunday. We just felt like he deserves an opportunity to be more fresh and show us what he can do. So we're going to give him all this week, and he's not going to pitch in the game on Friday or Saturday, and he'll start for us on Sunday.
What do you think about the job that Cole Austin's done at first base?
Defensively, he's been really good over there. He's made some nice picks, nice plays. You know, come off the bag, knows when to make a tag. He has a little feel over there. He's played over there before. Good target, moves around well, and, you know, made a diving play or 2 and almost made another one. So now we got to get him going offensively a little bit. You know, Coach Thompson made a couple of adjustments with them, and you know, hopefully he'll pick us up a little bit this weekend.
Maybe Connor had thrown 97 or whatever like the OU guy does. How good a matchup do you think that is pitching-wise?
Well, you look at it on paper, and you got 2 guys that are going to throw the ball over the plate consistently. You know, it's Connor, when his fastball's on, he locates it really well. It's got some movement. He's got really good secondary pitches, and he's got 3 of them. It's not like he's just got a two-pitch mix. He's got, you know, slider, curveball, and a changeup. And we'll go with his fastball. So I think it's a great matchup. 2 guys going at it in a big-time atmosphere. You know, from everything that I've been told, we're going to have a really good fan base down there backing, and it'll be fun.
How much do you think you guys, or what does it mean to them to play a big league ball?
Yeah, that's one reason I try to play him one every now and then if possible, just because I think it's a really good experience for him to be able to play in that type of ballpark, but be able to tell their kids down the road they played in that type of ballpark, you know, and some of these guys will make it to the big leagues, but the majority won't. Have that opportunity to play in such a nice venue. I think it's special, and you know, we're going to go back in a couple of years to the same tournament, so something I like to do.
Just the SEC versus Big 12 this weekend, and the importance early in the season for the league going against the Big 12.
Yeah, I think, you know, probably from the outside looking in, a lot of people, you know, think it's a big deal. I think from our standpoint, I haven't really thought about it. You know, I'm just trying to beat Oklahoma, and you know, I'll be honest with you, until the other day, I wasn't sure who the third team was in there from the SEC. I knew Missouri was in there, and I knew we weren't playing them. I knew we weren't playing the other team from the SEC, which is LSU. And so I guess just focused, I think each team just focused on trying to win each day, and hopefully it goes good for us.
You guys haven't trailed all year. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, until you just said that, I didn't realize that. But I knew that Gonzaga series we never trailed. I didn't even thought about the Eastern Illinois series. I mean, it's obviously it's going to happen. There's going to be a little bit of everything, from being down a couple to being down more, and winning games in the ninth, and it's all part of getting you ready to hopefully compete well in conference play. So, yeah, I mean, we've done a really nice job on the mound, and our offense has got us the leads where, you know, maybe you can open it up a little bit more, but, you know, I'm sure it probably won't be that way every game this weekend. We'll have to fight our way back into things every now and then.
What adjustments from Kole Austin do you want to see at the plate?
He's got to slow down. He's missed some pitches, fouled him back, and a little bit of an overstride. I think maybe, you know, maybe the leg kicks a little bit too much. He's got to calm him down a little too much movement, and timing's off. So that's something that Coach Thompson, you know, talked with Kole about a couple days ago. He worked on it in practice yesterday, and it looked better. It felt like he was hitting a lot of balls harder. So, you know, a lot of times in hitting or anything, when it comes to baseball, it's just little things that can really help you out.
Will there be what you see in Houston during this tournament, or even Frisco, you're going to Round Rock, Arlington? You seem to like these types of events early in the season. I mean, can you kind of talk about your philosophy?
Well, it's just that, number one, in this tournament, we know we're going to play in some good weather, whether it's cold outside and they close the roof, or the sun's out and they leave it open. We know we're going to travel down there. We're going to get to practice in on Thursday for an hour, and then we get to play 3 games for sure. Can't say that about every tournament you go to, but this is one that you can. Next year in Arlington, should be able to say the same thing. You're going to get the work in and get to play really good competition. I like to go on the road. I like to play in a tournament if possible. Or, you know, if it's a 3-game series like last year against USC, that's fine as well. Definitely got to get on the road at least one time before, you know, we play conference. I just feel like it's very important. I know there's some teams with certain parts of the country, they just sit home as much as they can, and I get it. You know, it's cheaper that way. You make a little more money that way. But does your team really gain the experience they're going to need to go on the road and beat somebody in the league?
Have you found it's difficult to schedule those 3-game series maybe against a power opponent early in the season?
Yeah, it's difficult. You know, unless we're going to travel somewhere. Some will take us, but a lot of times they don't want to come back. You know, and we'll pretty much go anywhere if we can get you back. But if I don't want to go anywhere early in the season that's not real south, if at all possible, just to make sure we get it in. If not, we'd be better off just trying to play here and fighting it with the facilities we have, with the indoor and, you know, our field. It pretty much has to be raining or have snow on the field for us not to play. So, yeah, it's difficult sometimes. Usually you're going to have to play in a tournament setting.
You said you're going back down to Houston in the future?
Yeah, I think in maybe 22 or 23, I'm not sure. Round Rock tournament's one of those years. Next year, 21, we're going to Arlington. We open the season there, which will be a first playing on the road opening weekend, especially against competition we're going to go against.
You know you're planning that opener
When, next year?
next year?
Yeah, it's Texas TCU and Texas Tech. It's pretty
You
good.
talked about that this morning.
Yeah.
Anything else for Coach? All right.
All right, see you guys.